This is The Alternative Voice by Cleophas Oluoch.
What's up, beautiful people? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending from where you're watching this live feed. This is The Alternative Voice, and I'm your host, Cleophas Oluoch. Welcome. And this day, we're talking about a very, we can say, a recent case that has happened in the country, and that's the fire at BuruBuru Girls Secondary School here in Nairobi, Kenya. So we take this moment and reflect what happened over the weekend. That was on Sunday evening when the fire broke out at that secondary school and students were rushed to the hospital. We got to know that up to 80 students were taken to the hospital, and some were receiving treatment as a result of inhaling that smoke that came from one of the dormitories, according to principal of the school, that's Mrs. Maina, and it was a dormitory cube with almost 45 students. So all those who got affected by this fire from BuruBuru Girls Secondary School were rushed to the Metropolitan and Jamaa hospitals here in Nairobi, where they were getting treatment and first aid assistance, while some parents who ran to the school were trying to talk to the daughters who are also affected by the same incident. So in recent cases, we've had schools being exposed. Is it a case of indiscipline creeping back in the schools? Who are we to blame? Is it a bad relationship between school administration with the students? Is there that lack of communication? We don't want to judge, and that's why the MP of the area where BuruBuru Girls is, and that's MP George Aladwa, called upon the DCI to try and investigate what could have been the main cause of this fire in the school. Were the students involved? And if the headmistress, that's the principal, said any girl who is found responsible for the arson that happened in the school last evening, that was on Sunday evening, will face the full wrath of the law. And on the same note, these students were sent home after the incident. That's Monday morning. They were forced to go home for a few days as the investigations commenced. And these are some of the images that were managed to get, and the credit to the Star. Those are students going back home in company of their parents and guardians who came to pick them. And this is now the school after all that happened. What do you make out of this? Is it a situation of indiscipline creeping back in the school, and how can we contain it? Is it a case of parents playing some roles to comforting these children while they are at home? What can be done specifically to ensure that we reduce such cases in school? It's not only BuruBuru Girls, but you've seen a number of cases in the country in the recent past where the cases of arson have been on the rise. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have this responsibility. Talk to that student in your village. Mentor someone. Just talk to them nicely. Tell them, we know we are in a society where dialogue is key and you really need it. So how do you ensure that you talk your matters out without using the violent and other means that will turn to be dangerous to your lives and also risking other people's lives? So take a moment. The incidents at BuruBuru Girls Secondary School should just send that message to you out there and say, we have a role to play in promoting dialogue in school so that we can have that peaceful environment. Leaders came through from the county and also from the constituency around BuruBuru Girls Secondary School, and we had Basaris, that's the woman representative, Nairobi County, among other leaders who came and spoke harshly about the incident, trying to comfort parents as well, and saying the issue wasn't that well handled, and students were hurt to some point. And so it's a call to action thing. Where were the fire engines when these went out? Where were they? and who is to take full responsibility of it. So if you are a county officer in Nairobi or in any other county, how prepared are we for disaster management? How prepared are we as a school to handle such cases of disaster? So take this moment, reflect upon it, and let's have the facilities that are required to curb such cases to avoid the injuries and the psychological trauma that the students went through during this case. And so that's it from this point. Let's take responsibility, talk to those whom we can reach, and bring this to an end. Keep it at The Alternative Voice. Remember to subscribe. This is The Alternative Voice, and I've been your host, Cleophas Oluoch. Let's bring sanity back in our schools, and let peace always be there. Let's embrace dialogue. Subscribe and click the notification bell for the next video coming in shortly. We're doing one video per day, and here we are as The Alternative Voice. Subscribe and follow us for more of these live updates. Thanks so much for watching, and have yourself a good time. Stay safe.
This is The Alternative Voice by Cleophas Oluoch.